Thank you very much, folks, for joining us again in such a good number. And again, heartily apologies for the last time we had a glitch in the technology side, and so we had to reschedule it. So we are back with Wakuda-san. So so today we have Wakuda-san with us, who has been involved in creation of brands like Nexa, been end-to-end managing the strategy for the digital marketing at Maruti Suzuki, and recently been involved in the Mail Accelerator program, the Mobility and Automobile Innovation Lab program. We invited Wakuda-san because there was a reason behind it. Automobile industry has been not in good shape for last couple of years, but and Bakura-san has been very closely involved in the strategic office of Maruti Suzuki, strategizing on the marketing front. So we think there is a lot Bakura-san would have to share with us in terms of what works, what does not work, and what startups should be doing, because the time ahead is not easy for us as smaller companies. So I won't take much of time, and over to Bakura-san.
Yeah, so Samir-san, thank you for the introduction. So I am Wakuda, Noritaka Wakuda, and can I just go ahead? Okay.
Yes.
So I am Noritaka Wakuda, and I am an advisor at Maruti Suzuki. And as Samir-san introduced myself, I have been here in India for 6 years now, working on a multiple initiative. Actually, the first one was a new sales channel called Nexa. So I don't know if you know Nexa, but Maruti Suzuki 5 years ago came up with a new premium sales experience, which is called Nexa. So when I landed in India, my boss told me that we need to expand sales. So what do you think? So I said, okay, let me study. Then he said, I think we should create a channel. So please do it. So I said, I don't know how to create a sales channel. I was only a sales executive selling cars in Japan. So then he said, why don't you study? So it has been like that for the last 6 years, just studying and trying to create new value all along. And so I would like to take you through broadly, because I have about 40 minutes for a presentation, then about 20 minutes for Q&A. So in the 40 minutes, I would like to take you through last 6 years of Marty's activities, strategies, and how they were executed and what kind of result it has given us, and how we have managed our marketing, especially our digital marketing. So if I just share my screen now. So I hope everybody can see the screen. Okay, so in this section, I will talk about two things, because in marketing, it is very important to understand the consumer. I will talk about our Indian consumer in the first part. Then second part, I'll talk about our company, which is Maruti Suzuki, and some of the learnings that can be shared with you. So on to the first part. This is data from Kantar. This is our Indian customer. So the population in India is about 1.3 billion, as you know. And in 2019, about 566 million people were on the internet. And out of that, and 410 million were using social media. And out of the 566 million, majority of the people, 493 million, were regular users in accessing internet. And it was both male and female. If you divide this by urban and rural, actually same thing can be seen. So there was 293 million active users in urban of internet, and also 200 million active users in rural India. So what this is saying is that India has gone totally digital, and the urban and there is no divide between urban and rural nor gender. If you talk about how this has evolved, so in 2011, it was just 84 million, but local smartphones came into the market. Then, as you know, Jio launched and the mobile data cost has drastically gone down. So in India, it is about 2 rupees per GB, and compared to global, which is 606 rupees per GB. So by far, India has the lowest mobile data cost, and because of this, as you know, the market has expanded. So in 2017, it has crossed 400 million users, and in 2021, it is expected to go to 750 million. If you talk more about the Indian auto customers, because Maruti Suzuki is an automotive company, so we see that a lot of the customers are online also. So this is a data from Google research. Car buyers in India, 96% of them use search to find relevant information, like what kind of car suits me, where should I buy, what kind of engine, what is the price. And also, because everybody has to come offline to buy a car at the moment, about 66% of the people, they search for dealers online. So they search like, where should I go? And what is a dealer near me? If I am in Gurgaon, I'll type dealer near me, and it'll show up a dealer which is in Gurgaon, close to my house. So customers in automotive, especially these are auto customers, they have gone totally digital. They are online searching for cars. If you look at the customer journey of these people, there are majorly 26 touch point. So touch point like doing search online or seeing videos on YouTube or going on social like Facebook to check. Or they can actually reach out to dealers or visit Marty's website, dealer's website, take test drives or visit dealership. These are all touch point. And it just happens that out of 26, 21 touch point are digital in nature. So they have to do with digital and customers are there. So what Marty has done in the past is we have a priority of all these touch point and see what kind of experience we need to give, what is the information customers are looking at, what are the micro moments in each of this touch point, and we try to provide the relevant and the required information experience in each. Okay, when you go into much more detail about these touch point, this is a research done by Google also. It talks about the auto buyer's trust for online sources. So left side is the online sources and the right side are offline. So if you first look at the online, and this is auto buyers. So 89% of the people feel that a search engine is very important and trusted, followed by online video, then brand and dealer website, which are both at 56%, and social media and onwards. The point we should see is the same research has been done in 2016 and 17. Video and website has grown tremendously. So videos have gone from 43% to 80%. Website also have grown from 40% to 56%. If you look at the offline, offline still is very important, and we know India works on word of mouth. So word of mouth, family and friends is at the top, but this has slightly reduced. So in 2017, 2015, it was 92%. 2017, it has gone down to 77%. And in 2018, it has gone down to 66%. This is probably due to the fact that a lot of the information is available online, and you can get information from outside of family and friends. Test drive is in the same range. Dealer visit also same, and the rest. So what is happening is digital is becoming more important in the customer journey touchpoint, and the word of mouth, family and friends, they are still important, but this is on a decrease. So that was the customer. So if I just recap, customers, because of infrastructure, have gone digital. Auto customers, they are also gone digital because of infrastructure, and there are a lot of touch points which are digital in nature, and they are looking at search, videos, social as a source, and they also have trust in them. So keeping those customers in mind, Marty has created a market strategy, which I'll explain later. But as a result of all of our activities, what has happened is, in the last, this is 9 years, our market share has gone from about 40% to 50%. So this is 10% growth that we have got. And what is actually interesting is that India is not a small market. It is actually the fourth largest auto market in the world. First, as you know, is China, very big, US, Japan. Then India has overtaken Germany, so it is the fourth largest market. And in that market, Marty has been growing year on year. So if you look at 2012, we were at about 40%. After that, it has gone 42%, 46%, 50%. And in 2018, we were at the highest, which was 51.2%. And if you see this graph, we have been outgrowing our competition. So this is Marty and the rest of the auto companies, which we are calling competition, every year until this year because of this COVID situation. It's actually minus 10%. But until this last financial year, we were outgrowing the market. So the question you must be having is, how did we do this? So we need to understand how the market is also structured. Marty's strategy is not so unique. It is very simple. And I'll just explain how our automotive market is structured at a very high level, and then explain about Marty's strategy, because that gets implemented into marketing. So in India, there is a population of about 13 billion people. Out of that, some people are able to own two-wheelers. There is a market about 16 crore. This is annual sales. And out of the two-wheelers, when they become more affluent and can purchase cars, a lot of the people some of the people prefer to buy pre-owned car because people want to get used to, or they'll be buying for their sons and daughters, and some of the people might actually bang some cars. So they just want the people to get used to for 1 year or 2 year, and then they'll step up to a new car. There's a segment like that, or there are people preferring pre-owned car because they are more economical. But so the market of the pre-owned car is actually much larger than the new car because a purchase cycle is a lot shorter. And actually, there is not like a CM where there is a body which releases the market number. But from Marty's past data, we expect the market to be about 4 to 5 million in that range. And out of the people who buy pre-owned car, when they become more affluent, they want to buy a new car. So people are migrating from a two-wheeler to a pre-owned car or two-wheeler to a new car. And this new car market is about 3 million. And everybody, most of the people have an aspiration to go up this pyramid. Because I have become very successful in the company, I have been promoted, my salary has gone up, I want to buy a better mode of transportation, better way of moving, and people go up. Even in this new car, people want to move from say, an entry car to a bigger car, SUV. So that kind of trend we see. So what Marty has done is, in line with the market structure, we have organized our sales channels, and we have been continuously reinventing the experience in line with our customers. So we saw that POC was a big market, In 2017, we have relaunched our True Value channel, and we wanted to give a better experience. So what was the customers looking for? Customers wanted a more transparent buying experience, no hidden charges, price should be very clear. They wanted to see a wide range of cars. So we have gone to a format where we display a lot of new cars and the prices up front. This is linked with our website, so all the inventories are shown on the website with prices. When they are sold, they get taken off. And Maruti Suzuki is promoting the True Values a lot through the digital also, because people want to find cars before they come. Above the POC market, there was a new car. So this was about 3 million. We had a sales channel called Maruti Suzuki, and we have actually revamped that into a channel called Maruti Suzuki Arena in 2017. So the target of this channel was we wanted to attract more young people because there is a lot of youth in this country, and we wanted to give the experience that the youth would want. So what does the youth, millennials, want? They want a very fast transaction and they want to be more lifestyle oriented. So if you come to our Arena channel, everything is digital, from capturing their names to phone numbers to their model preference. And there is actually a cafe there and a barista. So the barista is serving coffee to them on the table. So the car purchase experience has become from a push sales to a conversational over coffee, which is quite good. And on top of that, we have come out with a new channel in 2015 called Nexa. So this was my first project. What was happening before 2015 was that we had a lot of customers, because we had a lot of customers buying Swift, Desire is a sedan, Auto, Wagonar. These were good sales models with a lot of customers. But when they started to evolve and become more affluent, they said that we want more bigger cars, we want better experience, we want to be differentiated. We want a different experience. So we have decided to come out with a new channel to provide a premium experience to these customers. So our aim was to actually democratize premium sales experience in India. And I think it has been quite successful. Because of this channel, our sales and our share has been growing year on year. So this is how we have structured. It's very simple. We just mapped the industry, how it is, and we just matched it with our sales channel and our marketing. So coming to the marketing, in Maruti, we like triangles very much. So we saw two pyramids. In our marketing, actually the triangle is on the other reverse. This triangle is conceptual, but I think is very important. And Maruti has been working on this for 5 years. On the left hand side, it will say then. So this is about 10 to 5 years ago. A lot of the companies, marketing was to do with awareness, creation, and interest. So we'll do a lot of TVCs or print to create awareness, and then hope that the customers go into the showroom and that the sales team would take care of the rest to make sure that the customers consider the intent, make it higher, evaluate our cars, and then purchase. So now what is happening with digital is and this is auto, because if it's e-com, everything would actually be marketing. But in auto, sales function has gone down to purchase, and we are driving this funnel from awareness to interest, consideration, intent, and evaluation with marketing. And the most important thing that we follow is these two arrows in the left and the right. So the left side arrow is an approach which is called top to bottom. And we usually call it like this, a spray and pray model. So what that is like is we ask our brand managers once in a while to create campaigns like TVCs or maybe like innovation through digital, and put that on media and hope that customers see and hope that they come to the showroom. So that is where it comes as a pray. We spray, then we pray and hope everything goes. But gradually, with this evolution of digital, we are not taking this spray and spray model because everything can be measured on digital. So what we have started to do is design all of our marketing campaign from bottom to top. So we design all of our campaigns from purchase through consideration and awareness. This makes us very efficient. I'll tell you why. Because so we in marketing we work very closely with sales, because if the sales can't convert, then a lot of the marketing dollars spent goes for a waste. So we are there looking after the SOPs, standard operation procedures, and make sure that we make the customers hotter so that, and then they follow this SOP to convert. Above that, we need to make sure that at the intent and evaluation, which is closer to the bottom, we need to make sure that the customers are coming to Maruti Suzuki assets. So we saw what were the important assets, like website. Search was at the top, but search has to do with website, because if you don't have website, customers would not search. Well, they'll search but would not land on your website. So we need to make sure that the website is there, and when the customers are searching, your website or the other assets show up. So that is called SEO. Maruti has a lot of focus on SEOs, from load time of website to bounce rate and inside the experience navigation so that people can find what information they want. Above that, there is, because 90% plus of the people are coming through Google search in India, we need to make sure that our websites are shown on the search. So just doing SEO might not be enough, because in Google, the top part is of paid advertisement. So we are always there. We call it always on. Our ads would show up because we need the customer to find our website. And India being a mobile first country, everybody is searching on the mobile. If you search on the mobile, only a few search would be shown. So it is very important also for us to be on that paid search. So above that, when you go to do consideration, we take a very targeted approach. So targeted means we target people who are already interested in cars or Maruti Suzuki, or because we know on a DSP, which is the ad serving platform, there are data which we can use to target these customers. Then we target them through digital banners, videos. Then above that, if we need to go and create awareness and interest, we might do some campaigns on digital or ATO. So this is how we plan. Why we plan this way is, if you don't plan from bottom up, it is actually like having holes in a bucket and you're pouring water through the top. So obviously the water would leak out. So what we make sure is to make sure that the holes are less and we plug them before we start spending heavy on the top. And I think this is a very important approach for startups also, because you need to be very targeted to get the right TG into your business. So the questions that you need to ask when you do your planning for marketing is, first, I explained that in Marty's case, we plan bottom to top. But at the bottom of the funnel, you need to ask, is there a team? If you are not into ecom, is there a team in SOP, so standard operation procedure, to convert the lead into sales? If you don't have this, it's actually a waste of marketing dollar, right? Then your assets like website, social handle, GMB is Google My Business, which shows up on the right side. YouTube, are these all in place? If customers are looking for videos, is your videos on YouTube and are they able to find it? Next, are your customers able to find you on digital? So, because people are searching on Google, when you search on Google, is your assets coming up? In the mid funnel, like we just discussed, are you reaching out to the right audience to create consideration intent, or are you just reaching out to mass? Because also for Maruti Suzuki, not everybody would buy cars. So we want to be very targeted in reaching out to the customers, or the media money we spend will be actually a waste. Then if you go to top funnel, I think, well, Maruti Suzuki does a lot of ATLs, but in case of startups, I think you need to leverage a lot of PR and social to create awareness and interest. Because if you leverage these channels properly, there is a lot of reach also. And reach creates the awareness. So this was a quick presentation on Marty's marketing approach. Well, I think we'll take some Q&A later, but I would like to take you through one more initiative, which is the newest initiative in Maruti Suzuki. It is called Mobility and Automobile Innovation Lab, and we are partnered with a venture capital called GHV Accelerator. And what we are doing is we call for startups who are interested in this area of mobility and automobile, and we work with them for 3 months. There is a set of mentors from a tech background to marketing background to all the rest. And also our team from Maruti Suzuki, they'll be there. The actual operation team will be there to support the startup and co-create the solution. And the people who are involved go throughout the company: marketing, sales, service, logistics, spare part, accessory, R&D, supply chain, production. Everybody is there. So that team, from our executive director to our divisional head to our department head, they will be with the startup. There will be a cadence in which there is a review and we co-create. So after the 3 months, there will be a demo day with our MD and all of our top management. The top 3 startups, and we actually have 6 startups in one cohort. Out of the 6, 3 startups are chosen for a paid POC, which means Maruti would fund that POC. Maximum duration is about 3 months. After that, our business will decide if it can go to market. So if the business head decides that it can be deployed into market, it will be directly going. And there is already one case, which is in mobile, which we already are a business partner. They are doing logistic analytics. So in 6 months, maximum 6 months, if the solution is very good and the technology is good, our partner startup will be in market. So this is our accelerator, and it is going well. 3 cohort is finished. We have accelerated about 15 startups. Majority of them is in paid POC. Some of them will finish. So we hope to get more people onboarded as a business partner into Maruti. And I think, so this, if you see, this is our website at marutisuzukimail.com. So please go there if you're interested, and the applications are there. And hope to see some of you, and let us innovate together. And that is it. I think we finished slightly early. So Sunir-san, maybe we start Q&A?
Yes, sure. So, guys, feel free to write your questions. And in the meantime, I have a couple of questions to you, Wakuda-san. So, do you think the COVID situation is going to impact the outcomes of the mail accelerator? Because the accelerator is all about getting the paid POCs for the startups. Do you think this situation going to hamper the mail accelerator overall outcome?
Yes. So we are actually working with the startups through this kind of VC to work with them as much as possible on digital. But in the paid POC, there are some paid POC which has to be done on ground. Like there is a startup who is providing sensors in a workshop. So until the workshop actually resumes, it's going to be difficult to conclude the POC. So in the meantime, so some of the we are in cohort 3 is ongoing, and cohort 4 application have started. So the cohort 3, it might extend slightly depending on the situation.
Okay. I can see one question which has just come up. Can you go back to the marketing funnel slide? Somebody wants you to
Okay.
talk about that again.
Okay.
Maybe another, maybe 2 or 3 minutes if you can again talk about that.
Okay. Okay. So should I explain again, or what
Maybe
does
in short, if you can give the overall, what exactly is there in that slide? What have you included in there?
so this is nothing unique to Marty. This is kind of MBA marketing. So in marketing, usually we need to create awareness so that the people know the brand. Then we need them to get interested, because just having customers know the brand, they would not come to the brand. So we need to make interest. So how do you create interest? Then when the customer becomes interested, there is a chance for them to consider the brand. And usually there's multiple people in the market, so the consideration happens over different brands. So it can be like Marquee, then A brand, B brand. Which car is best for me is kind of the question they have here. So they want to have more information to make that decision. So then the intent happens, and they evaluate on price and everything, then they purchase. So in automobile, what is happening is, at the moment, from awareness to interest, consideration, intent, and somewhat about evaluation, this can actually happen on digital. And Marti, with our dealers also have a website. So when the customers is in need to find a dealer also, we are there. So just the purchase is actually happening offline. And as you saw, 90% plus of the people are already online searching for cars. So definitely people are coming through this funnel. So what you should think is, this is Marty's way of managing, but this is marketing. So you have to create awareness, you have to create interest, you have to do all of this. But what Marty has been doing is, we have designed it from bottom up to make it more efficient. Because I told you, if you go from the top, to create a lot of awareness, you need to spend a lot, because this is to do with the reach. Why a lot of the brand go to TV is that TV has a large reach, also print. But if you go to TV, a lot of the customers might not be your target group. Also for Marty, a lot of the people watching TV are not our target group. They will not buy cars. So therefore, still to create awareness, TV is very efficient, so we'll do it. But we make sure that at the bottom, everything is in line, so that whatever we invest at the top, the customer smoothly and efficiently go through this funnel. So we make sure that our website is in place. We make sure in place means that when the customer lands, our web page is opening in less than few seconds. Whatever customers want to find on the website, it is very easy to find, so the navigation has to be very good. If you go one step above, how does the customer find the website? They are actually searching on Google. So when you search on Google, when the customer search on Google, is Maruti Suzuki coming up? In terms of organic search, or in terms of paid search, which is ads? Above that, to have customers search, they need to be considering about Marti. So how do you create that? So on DSP, which is advertisement platform, which is programmatic. So programmatic, if I just briefly explain, is a way to reach out to customers of your TG. So if you don't go programmatic, you can be buying space on Times of India or wherever. If you go programmatic, you can buy that customer on the platform. So you're not buying the ad space on a platform, but you're buying the customer. So to do that, you can go programmatic and be very focused and target the audience through display or even videos or all that. When you do that and everything is in line and you need to expand more, then is a time to go and do top funnel, is how we usually do. And top funnel is not just ATL, it can be created through PR or social also. So this year there was Auto Expo, which is a expo of cars. It happened in February. Marty also participated. All of our cars were displayed there. We invited startups to be there to talk about innovation at our stall. So that was going live. That is like PR. And if you come to our mail program, Marty Suzuki is doing PR with the startup names. So that is actually going all pan India. So this kind of PR can be also leveraged. And I think you're already doing. So this is how we manage. So the questions are, I took this through these questions. So I think these are the questions that you should see because these are the basics before you go to do more advanced. If you are at this stage, then you can actually work on data much more. So how Marty does is we get this correct. We have all the customer data of cookies, device, other data. Then we try to actually target more. But I think these are the basics. So please go through these at least 5 questions, and see if your digital is in line.
So, Wakuda-san, we have a question from a fintech startup.
Yes,
Financial industry is one of the worst hit due to the COVID crisis.
yes.
For us, from a startup's perspective, what do you suggest them? Because there are multiple platforms we use while we do our digital marketing. What's your take on picking up the channel, how to allocate budgets, which how much time we should invest in at trying out a particular platform? What's your take on budgeting in this particular crisis situation?
So first, how marketing we do is we need to know who are the TG. So, and if you're in financial sector, you must already define your TG, and you must have taken a position in targeting some TGs. So I think it is very important to understand what is the sentiment with this COVID situation in that TG, and what kind of media are they on also. But if the sentiment is very negative, it might not make sense to do so much of advertisement because first people will not be seeing seriously. And when the people's mind is occupied with COVID, it's very difficult to cut through with your marketing message. But having said that, you still have to get some business. So how do you get is probably the question. So I think you need to work. Actually, Marty is doing this also. You need to work from bottom to top. There must be some leads in the pipeline. Are you able to close it more? So this has to be do with the conversion of the lead. Are you working on that conversion to get more work? Then you need to see if then the leads are not enough, then you need to see how to get the lead. Then becomes the discussion we just had. Who are your TGs? If you're in B2B also, then which companies do you have to reach out to? So the media might not be like media, it might be also like a corporate accelerator. Because there's multiple ways to reach out to a customer or a corporate. So I think you need to work backwards, and there is a conversion on each. So how do you improve the conversion? And also, how do you make your pipeline healthy?
Okay.
Is that how Marty is doing? I don't know if it's helpful, but that is actually how we are doing.
Okay, thank you. So I have one, this is my personal question. Because of this situation, I think the digital media content consumption has abruptly gone up. and at the same time, the spending capacity of a usual customer or my TG is definitely going down. How do, as a marketeer, what should I be doing in this situation? Because one side I'm seeing an opportunity, the other side I'm seeing my customer is falling down. How do I bring a balance between the two?
See, if we I talk about Marty's situation, you are absolutely right. We also track website, how many customers come to our website. So before and after COVID, the traffic to our website, dealer website, has drastically reduced because people are not thinking about car purchase. They are thinking about how do I live a good situation in this situation. So in this, what we are doing is we are not spending so much on marketing because yes, people are consuming a lot of news and media, but even if we are there, their mind is not in the car buying mode. So even if we spend 2x or 3x, that would not have an impact on this situation. So it might be wise to pause media, but like we were saying, we are working on the pipeline because there were leads that were in the pipeline. In Marty's case, leads means customers interested in buying the car. So how do we retain them so that when the situation becomes better, we can act so that actually our sales executive is talking to them. Or people who have come to our website, we know them. We can retain them by remarketing, that saying that you have seen this car. Please keep your interest. So it might be very difficult to create new people coming into the pipe, but you can try to retain whatever lead was existing. And this is actually how we are thinking.
Okay. So I can see one question on the screen. So in Mail Accelerator program, do you accept ideation startups also?
So we are actually into startups who are more close to pre-Series A, because in 3 months, you'll have to present the solution plus a small POC also. So if you can go to that level, it will be okay. But just an idea level might be difficult for you to actually go to the demo day and be in the top 3. Because we want the startups to be in the top 3. Because that is a way to market.
Okay. So I don't see any more question. I think we have finished the session 15 minutes before time, uh, which is the Japanese way of doing things. Pretty much on time. In fact, I because I have been working with the Japanese VC community for a long time, so I understand that before time is on time for Japan. So I think we are on time. Okay, so we have one more question which has just come up. What would be the next generation digital marketing channel for you, or for anyone to consider?
Yes. So if you're really interested in digital marketing, BCG, Boston Consulting Group, they are releasing a white paper on digital. So on their website, you can go, and it has phases which companies can go through, like phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Marty is at phase 3 and moving on to phase 4. I'll just explain what phase 4 is. Phase 4 is that you have all the data and you can actually track customers from online to offline. So digital data is very easy to track because we have device ID or cookies, but the offline data, like customers visiting showrooms, how would you merge a cookie against that? But if you're able to do that, then you can actually see if a customer bought a car, how did the customer come through the digital also? Did they see search? What did they see on the website? Did they configure a car? And the targeting becomes much better because we don't have to target the people who say, yes, I'm interested in online, but never buy. Because there will be a segment of customers like that, which are showing high interest on online, but never buy offline. But we are still serving ads to them because the data is not stitched together. But so Marty is at that stage where we're getting this. So after this, a lot of use case like better targeting and all that will come into place. So if you're very interested where your company is, I think you can use that framework and evaluate yourself where you are at. And you need to move with a lot of speed because a lot of new technology is coming.
Okay. So a very interesting question has just come up. So how Maruti and you measure the effectiveness of a digital channel or a campaign, because in automotive sector majority of the sales happen in offline mode. How do you do that? How do you measure that effectiveness?
So effectiveness first, if the online to offline is not stitched together, you can evaluate how many people have actually converted online on our website or asset, meaning how many people said that I want to visit your showroom or take a test drive or please contact me. So those are called leads. So we can have the conversion also calculated, and we make sure that we make the conversion higher and the absolute number of leads bigger. But if you can stitch it together, you know how many leads from digital have converted offline. And while customers are going digital, we are tracking how much lead percentage is coming from digital. So obviously before we started digital, it would be 0%. But now I can't give you the exact figure, but it is very high. Contribution of digital in our sales is now very high, and we are tracking this, and it is going monthly. Every month, it's becoming higher and higher.
Okay. And do you see the recent uh, buzz, the recent application which has got a buzz? So applications like Pinterest or Google Local, do you see these as an effective marketing tool, marketing channel for you in automotive industry?
Pinterest, the audience size is quite small, so we don't use so much. But Facebook is very effective. And if you're looking at reaching out to youth, um, there are other social media where youth are. TikTok is another one, which is actually slightly difficult to manage the audience targeting, but still good platform because a lot of youth are there. And there are many, but how we get lead, Facebook is a very good platform for social.
Okay. Okay. And the SEO efficiency, do you think it is changing with time?
Yes, so actually Google updates its SEO configuration and the logic frequently. So our team is always changing, trying to meet that logic, and also the search pattern change. So we need to trace how the customers are searching or what the customers are searching because the keywords also change. So there is a big team actually monitoring and doing the SEO tech work, and there's a lot of technical requirement. I think people will be doing knowing also, but like backlinking, interlinking, doing URL, all of this is done also.
Okay. Any new marketing medium coming up in your vision? Any new after this? Because every crisis gives birth to a lot of new opportunities. Do you see any such opportunities coming?
Media wise, I don't know, but um, I can show you one slide because we have time. Can you see this slide? Oops.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a white paper which just got released from Ipsos. Ipsos is a big research company. So people are now seeing it. So what this is saying, this is a data research conducted in China. So left side data is before coronavirus and right side is after. So if you see this, before coronavirus, a lot of the people preferred public transport, obviously because the price is low and it's on time. But after coronavirus, we see a pattern that people are switching to private cars because private cars, they feel that it's much safer. And the bus metro has gone down by half. taxi has gone down also, and car hailing also gone down. So what we see is that maybe in India, if the same situation happens, private car purchase might go up, but the media that customers are on would probably not change.
And you think this crisis will shift the focus because there was a lot of buzz coming up around the electric vehicle segment. Do you think that is going to shift for some time? That is going to stop for some time?
Well, electric, government is trying very hard to push, but I think it will definitely COVID situation definitely impact. But besides that, the speed of the infrastructure coming up is quite slow. So unless the government, like in China, invests a lot into the infrastructure, I think it will be very difficult to match the target that Niti Aayog is saying. Anyway, Marty is also committed to a greener mobility, so obviously we'll be investing, but there is such only so much that one company can do. So it has to be supported by everybody in the ecosystem, including the government.
And uh, so so there is another question on the efficiency of the various uh, marketing platforms. So have you ever compared the efficiency of Facebook versus Google or YouTube or Twitter in your particular your industry?
Yes, yes. So if I explain, Google and Facebook, as probably most of the people know, the data don't talk to each other. So if they talked, it would be very easy for us. But since they don't talk, we use both, and we use both in different ways. And what we find through our past experiences, the customers for Auto on both platforms, their overlap is not as big. So we use both platform to reach out to create awareness and also for all kinds of purpose consideration and also the conversion. All of this is done on both platforms. One thing we do is on the Google platform, we only use one DSP because using multiple DSPs, also the data will be in silos. So when you go to do better targeting or suppress or all those use cases, it will be difficult if you're on multiple DSPs, is how we think.
Okay, I think we are done with the question and answer also. So. So one last comment, Wakuda-san, would you like to share your, would you like to give some insights on to the startup marketeers, because this is going to be very tough time for them to evaluate and pick the platform of their choice. So one last suggestion from your side to the startup marketing team.
So I think spending media might not be the most effective way in this situation, but you can actually go on social and create conversation, discuss with your customer and the surrounding people. So that is a broad social PR which can happen. So I think recommendation is that because you can create the content yourself and you can disperse it among your community to the next community to the next community. But you need to do that. The content and the message has to be very clear, is what I think.
Okay, so shifting from paid promotions to content-based marketing like blogs and
Yes,
stuff.
it blogs to be relevant with the current situation and customers' mindset.
Yep. Yep. Great. Thank you so much, Wakuda-san. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And I hope everyone enjoyed this discussion. Everyone enjoyed most of the questions we covered up also, which were raised today. So thank you very much, and you have been a
Yes,
great
thank you
supporter to
very
us.
much, and hope all the best and stay safe.
Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.